ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Today's topic that we're going to discuss is how the universe was created. In Gurbani, Gurbani means the spiritual teachings of the spiritual masters. Spiritual master Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, those teachings are known as Gurbani. Our Guru Sahiban, the Bhagats, the different devotees of Vaheguru in Gurbani give us teachings based on the search within ourselves as to who we are, where we came from, and how this entire play that we are in came about. This universe, before creation, what existed and how this universe came into existence, and what our mission here is in life, that's all explained through the teachings of the spiritual masters, those teachings known as Gurbani, those teachings that are enshrined within Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Today's topic is how the universe was created. Sahib Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Maharaj, the true king, tells us in Gurbani, the teachings of the spiritual masters, that before anything had been created yet, before time came into existence, there was only Sach. Sach means truth. Such truth was all there existed before this creation came about. Maharaj tells us that in the beginning there was only Sach, the truth. Ad Sach. When time started, there is only in existence Sach, Jagad Sach. And at this present moment, in reality, there's only Sach, happy Sach. Forever in the future, once this creation time stops as well, there is only going to be Sach, truth. Sach, truth, has been given different names throughout different communities, throughout different people of this world. Truth is also known as Ram, also known as Allah, also known as God. Maharaj, in our language, has given the truth the name of Vaheguru. Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji's house has given the name to God as Vaheguru. Maharaj tells us in Gurbani, in the teachings of the spiritual masters, that when Sach had a thought that from one form I want to become many forms, they actually spoke. What they spoke has been translated as being the word. In Gurbani is known as Nam, is also known as Shabd. Nam and Shabd refers to the word that Vaheguru Ji spoke when from one form they wanted to become many forms. Maharaj tells us that that Shabd, that Nam, that word, is by which creation happens and by which destruction happens. You know what I can there? For which Guru Sahib tells us, Utpat parlo sabde hove, sabde hi fir upat hove. That creation and destruction happens through the Shabd. When, after everything's been destroyed, Vaheguru Ji decides to make this universe again, it happens again through the Shabd. And this is the process by which Vaheguru Ji creates and destroys. Now, Maharaj tells us in Gurbani that this Naam is also known as a mantra. Sach is our root, and the root, our origin, is known as Mool. Maharaj tells us that Sach has been given different names, such as Ram, Allah, Har, Brahm, Vaheguru, Gobind, many different names, God. Those are all names of Sach. Sach is also known as Har. So this Mool Mantra, Maharaj says, is also known as Har Naam. It's the mantra that came from our Mool, our root, our origin, and it's known as Naam that came from Hari, so it's also known as Har Naam. Maharaj says, Mool Mantar Har Naam Rasayan Koh Nanak Pura Paya. That the Mool Mantar is Hari's Naam, from which we get nectar, Amrit, the true food, the true sustenance for the mind. ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਮਨ ਕਾ ਤੋਸਾ ਹਰ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ ਹਿਰਦੈ ਰਖੋ ਸਮਾਲ एक हर चौखट है गुरमुख ने बहना. That the true food for the mind is Hari's Naam, and we should enshrine that Naam within our hearts. Through that Naam is how we can meet the truth, Sach. If we absorb our mind in that Naam, not only do we get food, which is actual sustenance, Amrit for our mind, nectar for our mind. When we absorb our mind in this Naam comes from the mouth of truth. So this Naam takes our mind back to the truth, back to Sach. For which Vaheguru tells us in Gurbani, हर जन हर हर नाम समाने दुख जन्म मरण पौखंडा है. If the Jan of Hari, if the devotee of the Lord absorbs themselves through Naam, merges into Naam, absorbs their mind into Naam, they get free of the life-death cycle that we are caught in. So this Har Naam is also known as Mool Mantra. So Hari's Naam is known as Har Naam, is also known as Mool Mantra, and is also known as Bij Mantra. Bij means seed. Bij means seed, and this Naam is the seed for the entire universe. This Bij, this seed, is from which we get divine knowledge, as it takes us all the way to Vaheguru, to Sach. This Naam comes from Sach himself. Maharaj says in Gurbani, Bij Mantra Sarv Ko Gyan. That through this Bij Mantra, we all have knowledge, awareness in this world. Maharaj also says that this is also known as Ram Naam in Gurbani. Ram is another name for Vaheguru, and that Naam came from Vaheguru, so it's also known as Ram Naam. This mantra naam is also known as Abhinasi mantra. Abhinasi means indestructible, cannot be destroyed. Abhinasi mantra means the mantra that can't be destroyed. Vaheguru Ji, Sach, is known as Abhinasi. They cannot be destroyed, they are indestructible. So is their naam, which is also known as mantra. And this mantra comes from Abhinasi. This mantra is also known as Abhinasi mantra. This shabd has no form. It can only be heard. The word is not something that we can see or write. We can only hear it. So it's called anhad. Has no boundaries. So this shabd, this naam, this mantra is also known as anhad shabd. Vaheguru himself is anhad. They don't have any boundaries. They're indestructible. They don't have any color or shape or form. And their naam that comes from their mouth has no color, shape or form either. So both Vaheguru Ji and their naam are known as anhad. And this naam in particular has been given the name of anhad shabd. And from their speaking came about creation. Maharaj tells us that as soon as they spoke that word, along with that naam came about three elements which are known as basic elements or classical elements. And those are air. From air came water. And from water came fire. Maharaj tells us in Gurbani that from Sach came air, water, and fire. Maharaj says, Sache te pavana peya, pavana te jal hoye, jal te tre pavana sajya kat kat jot samoy. Maharaj tells us that when air, water, and fire were created and they came into connection with each other, wherever there was Sach, all of a sudden a fog was created. That means that the air, water, and fire were in a gaseous state. That when Vaheguru Ji spoke, they spoke that word. Along with that word, that air, water, and fire were created. Their connection created a fog, which means that these three themselves were in a gaseous state. Now, air, water, fire, together with earth and ether, make up the five classical elements. When air, water, and fire came together, they connected and a fog was created. The chemical elements that we talk about today, for instance, oxygen, hydrogen, helium, those are just a further breakdown of all of these. Air, water, and fire, the fourth being earth. And then the fifth classical element, or basic element from which this entire universe is composed, is ether. Ether is the only element that's not actually breakable. It's also known as the void. It's also known as space. It's also known as sky. Now, Maharaj Sahib Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji in Gurbani divides that process into 4 different stages. The first one called Dharma. Dharma Khanda. Maharaj says, Ke kach pakai uthe pai. What happens is that the air, water, and fire, when they were connected in this gaseous state, they're actually brittle. So first of all, what happened is in the Dharma Khand, Sach creates Maya. Maya is also known as the Shakti, the power of Waheguru, the power of Sach. Maya is also a name given to air. Maharaj says that Maya, that power, first of all, basically took the brittle forms of the air, water, and fire. What the chemical composition is, you can research for yourself as to what it was at that time. The best research is only done when you meet Sach. You can ask anything you want there. But air, water, and fire are in brittle form. So in Dharma Khand, Maharaj says, Kache pakai otapai. So these are kache form, meaning brittle form. And they're changed into stable elements. So this air is the air element in stable form. Water is created into a stable element. Fire is created into a stable element. Kacha pakayo tepai. So what's brittle has been made stable in Dharma Khand. You can also translate what's unripe has been ripened, or what's unbaked has been baked, basically. So the best translation here is that air, water, and fire in brittle form have been made into stable elements in Dharma Khand. Then Maharaj says, Gyan Khand mein Gyan Prachand Tatha Naad Vinod Kod Anand. This is done in the area where the play is to be taken place, where Maya has been allotted space. Maya has been allotted space for the next phases of creation, where these elements are being stabilized. Within that area, Maya leaves, and then Waheguruji, Sach, is ready for the next phase, which was Gyan Khand. Maharaj says, Gyan Khand mein Gyan Prachand Tatha Naad Vinod Kod Anand. That Naam, the word that Waheguruji spoke, different forms of it are created in the form of Sahaj Ton, for which Waheguruji says, Tera mukh suhava jiyo Sahaj Ton bani. That your mukh, your mouth is beautiful, from which Sahaj Ton bani comes from. This Naam is composed into the 5 primordial shabds. 5 primordial notes, you can say. Tunes. So, along with physical science, Maharaj is telling us Brahmagyan. The name of Dharma. Dharma is basically a path for which we try to meet Sach, to meet Waheguru. Dharma Khand, when they're talking about Dharma Khand in Japji Sahib in Gurbani, they're talking about the time or the stage at which air, water, and fire were made into stable elements. Gyan Khand is where Naam was put into different notes as Sajton primordial notes. Panch Shabd kende, there's actually 5 main ones. And Kanere Shabd. Maharaj tells us in Gurbani there's the 5 primordial Shabds, and then there's even more Shabds than that. After that is Sarmakhand. Sarmakhand is where all these different tunes, these celestial tunes, these celestial notes, are composed as Anhat Bani. For which Maharaj says, Anahat Bani Gur Sabd Jani Har Nam Har Spog. Remember, we had earlier talked about that Nam is also known as Shabd. And these notes are also known as Shabds, like for instance, Sajtun's Shabd. Primordial Panj Shabds, they're known as the 5 primordial tunes, 5 primordial Shabds. Those Shabds together compose to create Anahat Bani. These are also known as Anahat Shabds. So when Shabds are put together, it's known as Bani, language, or music in this situation, because these Shabds are composed to make Anahat Bani. That Bani is very beautiful. Jinumara kinde Sarvam Khand ki Bani Roop. And the Anahat Bani has been given the form of musical orchestra known as celestial music, Anahat Bani. Now, Maharaj tells us Karma Khand. Karma Khand is where the physical is connected with the invisible. The Anahat Shabds, Anahat Bani, is invisible because we can't see it, we can hear it only with the inner ears. The inner ears meaning the ears of the mind. These elements are physical. When these two are connected, Maharaj says that they've been jord. Maharaj says that they have been connected as Karma Khand ki Bani Jor. Jor means that these physical and subtle have been connected. Here's a connection taking place between the physical and the invisible. Connection which takes place with the physical elements and the invisible. When this connection takes place, all of a sudden, in that area that was allotted to Maya within the universe, a form starts to emerge. That form is the earth. That form is the playground that's been created for us to actually win this play. It's known as a Dharamsala, an abode for travelers to go and rest. Jinumara kende rati ruti titi var pavan pani agni patal. This was dharti thapra ki dharamsala. That the portion that's inside this earth is called patal. Outside, it's called Akash, the outside portion. And Maharaj has taken air, water, and fire and then created this earth within which the Patal exists. Rati Ruti Titivar Pavan Pani Agni Patal. This which Tarti Thaprakhitam Sal, within which this earth has been created. So this is just in short one of the topics that we're going to discuss. The one khand, the one stage that we've left out yet, is called Sach Khand. This is a very short description. Guru Sahib tells us that when we are to journey to meet Sach, we actually go through all of these stages as well. These stages are the first stages in creation. These stages are also the stages along our path to meet Sach. First of all, what happens is we rise above the elements that we've been connected with. We reach that Nam. We hear it in the form of Sajton, primordial tunes. And then we reach Anahat Bani, which is known as celestial music. And then after that, where the connection took place between the physical and invisible, we switch from this physical body to our subtle body, known as the astral body, which is invisible as well. We go through all these different stages. Our mind, Maharaj says, is Saram Khand ki Bani Roop Tatha Kaat Kadiye Bahutanu Takiya Gala Kathiya Na Jahe Je ko kahe picha pichtaye Tatha Kadiye Surat Mat Man Buddh. As soon as Anahat Bani has been created, over top of it, there is a subtle form that's put over. That's our mind's form. That's also Prakash Roop and comes from Sach. And then over top of that is the physical form that we have that's been put over the invisible form of our mind, the Prakash form of our mind, the light form of our mind. Maharaj kende Sukham Murat Nam Niranjan Kaya Ka Akar. That the Sukham Murat, the subtle body, the form of light, has been put over Nam. And over top of that subtle body comes our physical body. And through this process, many different planetary systems, our bodies have been created. All creation takes place through the same system. Maharaj tells us, Kete pavan pani ve santar kete kaan mehes, that there's many airs, waters, and fires. Kete pavan pani ve santar kete kaan mehes, there's many Krishnas. There's many Shivas. Kete pavan pani ve santar kete kaan mehes, kete barme kaart kadiye roop rang ke ves. There's many Brahmas creating different forms. How the forms are created is through this system, which has been set up by Sach. The one khanda that we've left out is Sach Khand. That is what we're going to speak about next time. So for now, this is what we have to sink in. So when we hear this, we have to think about, where did this air, water, and fire come from? And if we notice, everything came from Sach. That Naam that they spoke came from Sach. Dharma Khand, Gyan Khand, Saram Khand, Karam Khand, they also come through this process through Sach. This earth came from Sach. In the beginning there was only Sach. Everything came from Sach. Maharaj says that jadon ape thought kiya beh karte, tado puchna sevak biya. When Vaheguru Ji decided to make creation, they didn't ask their servant for anything. Maharaj said, jadon ape thought kiya beh karte, tado puchna sevak biya, tado kya ko leve, kya ko deve, javarna dujja kiya. Where did they exchange any plans with anyone? Where did they borrow anything from anyone? They hadn't created any other. So they didn't make decisions with anyone else. Sach, Vaheguru decided to make this creation themselves, and this creation that they've created, they run themselves as well. And they destroy creation when they want to as well. They make the decisions on how to run the entire universe, how and when to create the universe, and how and when to destroy it. And Maharaj has told us in Gurbani that Vaheguru Ji, when they create and they destroy, they use the Shabd, the Naam. Maharaj says, Utpat parlo Shabde hove. Shabde hi fir upat hove. That creation and destruction happens through the Shabd. When Vaheguru Ji recreates the universe, it happens through the Shabd again. So, the science of the physical elements, the physical world, and the knowledge of the divine are both given to us in Gurbani. The more we research and try to discover within ourselves who we are, where we came from, and we do Sangat of verse 6, Sangat of those Bhagatas, saints that are within Gurbani, that are showing us the path to meet Waheguru, the Sangat of those saints, those Gursikhs that jap Naam, that our Sahib Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Gursikhs that lead us to Sach, connect us with Waheguru, connect us with Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. They teach us this entire science through the light of Gurbani, through the spiritual teachings. From this lesson, we have to remember one thing, that our root, our mool, is forever Sach. That's why Sach is known as their mool, and the Shabd that came from their mouth is also known as Mantar. Maharaj says, Mool Mantar Har Naam Rasayan Kaho Nanak Pura Paya. That the Mool Mantar is Hari's Naam. Hari is also another name for Waheguru Ji. Maharaj says that their Naam, that Shabd, Hari's Naam, is the Mool Mantar from which we get a Ras, nectar, Amrit, and from which we meet the complete one, the true one, the complete one, the one that is the master, the one that is the complete one, Waheguru Ji. Mool Mantar Har Naam Rasayan Kaho Nanak Pura Paya. In speaking, if I've made any mistakes today, I ask for forgiveness. Akharwada Kata Pulchuk Maaf Karne Ji. And next time we'll discuss further what happens after this earth was created and how the rest of the physical forms came about and where Sachkhand is. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.